Dear students, dear colleague teachers, I welcome you to this session here. Welcome to the session for the facilitation of ICT. We would call it facilitation, but it is basically a revision session where we are going to have ICT practical. Mainly, it is going to be the ICT practical session that we shall have, revising one of the mock papers that we received that were prepared. I want to ask Ruvorogota Seed Secondary School, please give us an opening prayer before we start, then we can start.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Hello, members. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Lord, we thank you for the gift of the new day. We thank you for the facilitator that is going to take us through this day. We ask all the gadgets that we are going to use. We ask for the conducive atmosphere. We ask this session to give us what we need according to our expectations. In the name of the Lord, I have prayed. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. What's your name, please?
I'm Simi Kenneth from Rorogota Seed Secondary School.
Okay, thank you, Kenneth, for the wonderful prayer you have given to us. I will ask that all of us will mute our devices and we put what we may need. You either raise a hand or put what you may need in the chat. So what we are going to do, we have, I wish, okay. Your facilitator or teacher tonight is Kanyike Simon Peter Kiviiri. I'm an ICT teacher at St. Edward's S.6 Bukumi in Kakumiro. We are meeting to discuss a question paper this afternoon, which was prepared for us to go through. It is basically a practical paper which has 5 questions. However much the instructions tell us this file name, but the files are named as 852. By the time we shared, we hadn't completed renaming it, but it is called S852. In case you don't have it, I've shared it in the chat there. So we are told that we have 5 equally weighted questions, attempt any 3. For now, we shall try our best to see that we handle at least all the 5, because you are expected to learn all the 5 applications. And as you learn all the 5 applications, the choice is yours on which application to handle, which application to attempt. And we always advise that look through all the 5 applications before starting, such that by the time you start, you're very sure of which application you know better. I know by now some of the students know that me, I do Word, PowerPoint, Excel. Me, I do Word Publisher, Excel. Me, I do Database Publisher, Excel. So you specify and know which applications that you can handle better. So today, we have 5 questions still. One is a word processor, another one is a spreadsheet, another one is a presentation PowerPoint, another one is a database, which is this one, and another one is a database, a desktop publication. We shall start right away. I think let me get some feedback from you on which item, which question do we begin from? Someone there? Do we have a harder application such that we begin from that one, because I know there are some that are very popular. Someone mentions, Coach Clement mentions publisher. So you can begin with the question from Microsoft Publisher. That is our very last question. Sometimes this is a bit also challenging. Okay, let's begin with Microsoft Publisher question. This is at the bottom, the very bottom. This question tells us that we design 10 identical business cards for the manager of Kigoma Cooperative Circle and save it as your name and personal number. The card should have the following details. Size, A4 paper size. It should be 9 by 5 centimeter card, horizontal and vertical gap of 1 centimeter. Side and top margins should be 0.5 centimeters. The beauty with ICT level paper 2 is that whatever you do, you have the marks shown to you in the sides against the question. So by creating these 10 identical cards, you have your 3 marks there already saved by your name and personal number. Then we have these 3 marks by virtue of you setting up these parameters here. And then other questions will come. We have the name of the business is Kigoma Cooperative Circle. PO box, that one. The contact is that one. The owner should be your name and personal number. I want to have someone. I think I'll use this first person. Clement, please put for me your full name and personal number. I want to use your name and personal number in the demonstration that we are going to have. Then the role of this person should be a manager with an email here and Kigoma Trading Center as the location. Okay. Then the services are also there and the motto. We are told that insert an appropriate logo from the support files to the publication, group all the items in the publication as one object, make proper use of color variations, paper balance, font variations. Print a copy of your, not receipts. This was a misconcept. It was supposed to be a copy of the business card. Okay, this is Amanyere Clement. All right. So the first thing we do is to have a folder for ourselves. So I'm going to create a folder here called Amanyere Clement 549. This is the very first thing you should do. 549. And all the files that you create are supposed to go into a folder called Amanyere Clement. So what we do, we are going to open Microsoft Publisher. This application can be done in any of the desktop publishing softwares, but the most common one and simpler one is Microsoft Publisher. So I will search for my publisher. And as it loads, we shall work. I normally don't encourage working from templates unless you're very familiar, but me, I'll work from a blank document. Normal as you're working, when you're in an exam, you have about 2 hours to attempt 3 questions. Time yourself to spend about 30 minutes on every item or on every question. So what we shall do, this is what we have as a blank publication. We are told to design 10 identical business cards. Whenever you ask to design any number, identical cards, identical receipts, identical certificates, identical something, when they're supposed to be 10, There are two ways. Some prefer designing one here on this one page, where after they will copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste to duplicate the cards. But there is also another way where we come here in page design and we design only one, come to design, size, and come to page setup. Page setup, we are told of these specifications here. I think, where is this? I want to have this. Okay. Yeah. We have this page design and the size is here. We have page setup. We are told here in this document that the paper is an A4, which we already have by default. The card should be 9.5 by 5 centimeters. So this one, it is 9 by 5. This is 9 in width by 5 centimeters. You realize that my computer is already in centimeters. Also, the horizontal and vertical gap are 1 centimeters. The horizontal gap is here and the vertical gap is here. We give it 1 centimeters. And also this one is supposed to be 1 centimeters. Then side and top margins. What are the size of the sides and top margins? 0.5. The side and top margin, this is 0.5. This is also 0.5. So that's basically the design, that the size, the properties that we need. And the card we are supposed to design is this size. We are told that the name of the business is Kigoma Cooperative Circle. Let's have it here like this. Oh no. I want to maximize this such that people are able to see what we are doing. So this is the size of the business card. Whoever didn't know the size of the business card, this is the size that has been specified for us. And the whole of this white space is printable area, meaning that if you have to design and put content there, this is all part liable for you to put the content. So what we shall begin with, let's come and insert a text box for us to put, draw text box. And we are told this is Kigoma Cooperative Circle. The moment you see this box having red dots there, you just know that the size of the box is being too small. Kigoma Cooperative Circle, I'll put it in the middle here and increase where need be. Kigoma Cooperative Circle, what was their slogan? We need to have all this information. The design is yours, you who is working. P.O. Box 1466, Kigoma. Let me just copy this. Come and put a text box here. Put the box number 1466 Kigoma. Put a box number there. It looks to be a very big one. Let's try to reduce it by reducing the font size as well. Okay. But again, this may be too small. We shall adjust it accordingly. Which other information we have to put? It is here. The contacts are these ones, maybe contacts of the manager, maybe contacts of whoever is there. Let's just copy. Now for us to not always copy and paste, I may just press Ctrl and then duplicate this text box. When you hold Ctrl and get that box, you duplicate it. I am putting the phone numbers and try to reduce them such that they can fit there. Now I want to split this into two. Let me get a shape here, a line. I just want to draw a simple line. If you want it straight, you hold the shift button. On this left-hand side, I want to put the name of the owner of the card that we are told to be the manager. The manager is supposed to be Amanyire Clement. This one is Amanyire Clement 549. And this one is known to be the manager. The manager, they have services they offer, so we shall come here and put a text box for services. We have services, of which the services, we want them in a bulleted style. So I will still come and put a box here and say that we want some bullets here, which are in the home tab, and we can put these ones. The services given to us are savings, loans, business advisory, and investment. So we come here, reduce this space from this up here. We have savings, loans, business advisory, we expand, call this one advisory, and the last one was investment. Investment. We have investment, savings, and all that. So which other information do we have that we have not put here? Your name as the personal and personal number. The box number is there, the email address, Kigoma Trading Center. So we can have a text box here, and we say that this is Kigoma Circle at gmail.com. I may also just put something to separate this, and we say that located in Kigoma Trading Center. This looks to be bigger on the piece of paper, so we shall have this one just fitting there. We are told to put a logo The question tells us to put a logo from the support files. There is a logo here called Kigoma Cooperative Circle. So we just copy this, come to the paper here and paste it, Kigoma Cooperative Circle. Where shall we put it? According to you, the designer, we can have it somewhere here. Kigoma Cooperative Circle comes here, and all this other information may follow suit. These phone numbers, we may pick them and put them by the manager down here, or even at the bottom here. We need to have this information properly put for us or relayed for us on the screen. Okay, sorry, not on the screen, but on the piece of paper. So far, we have this. When we look through the questions, we have entered this information. This motto we have not yet put, but we are told that insert an appropriate logo. Okay, that one we have put. Group all items, that one we shall do. Make proper use of color variations, paper balance, and font variations. Then afterwards, we are asked to print. So in the font variations, are you able to change the font styles of this to make your work look nice? Let me say that I'm using this one. Oh, this one may be too big for us on screen. Let's reduce it. Let's change to another font style. Maybe this one. And since in their logo, I can increase its size. Since in their logo they have green, I may choose a green color here for the name. Then P.O. box, that one, I can change its color to maybe red and also italicize it somehow. I may also remember we have the other logo. Let me just look for a shape here and put it here and say that because you right click and say add text, we are told that we grow to, do we grow to save or we save to grow? We save to grow, okay? We save to grow. This is what we have as their motto. I'm choosing to put this just to have the other point of variation, have it in the center. Does it make some sense? Maybe yes, maybe no, but we can have it somewhere here. We save to grow. We may have this as a white color. However, I don't have to waste a lot of time on this, but do something that looks good. Let's have this background as maybe green, shape fill. I want to give it a solid green color. More fill colors. I want to give a solid green where the white can come out properly. Shape outline. I don't want to have this. I don't want to have this outline there. Oh. What am I going to do with this one? Okay, come down here. Shape outline. I want to remove no outline such that it remains simply like that. We save to grow Amanyire Clement. I want to give Amanyire Clement a blue color. A solid blue color. We can even change this man's name to some font that is easy to read, Arial black. think this is better. This one can push a bit here. Okay, this Amanyere Clement is a manager. We can change to, let me look for Lucida handwriting. He's a manager. Give that manager a red color. Okay. These ones are services that these guys offer, which we can have italicized and what. The choice can be yours. Located in, I may choose to have just a shape at the bottom here. These phone numbers, remember we said that they are for the manager. We can keep them just there. For us to have it, maybe have some design. I may choose to pick a shape to fill it at the bottom here, such that these words can be, oh, okay. I can give it a green fill, no outline, but still send it to the back, such that the words here can come on top. And when it is like this, I can change the font color to maybe a white color, such that the words are easy to read. The contrast is blending very well. Basically, I don't know, we may also change the background, but all our information is there, simply. We may choose to give our page a background color. In the background here, choose to give it a color. Which color can we choose? Some colors that are not so solid, not so hard. This may be a color. So what is it that we have not put? When we talked of variations, font variations, I think we have changed the font styles here. We have changed the font colors. We have changed the font sizes. We see that there are different sizes of the words. We have put our logo. So we are remaining with the printing and the grouping. We are told to group all our work to be one object. So how do we group the items? You can either click one like that, hold the control button, come and click each text box here, like this. Each text box and each item, each of the objects, you can hold them as you're holding the control button. Then you come here in the drawing tools format tab. There is something called the group. So the whole of this, when we group, we make it one object. As you move this, it will go as a single object. When you have to reset it, it will come back and it is all moving as a single object. That is the beauty of grouping the items. You can move them, you can reset them, you can remove them, you can put them anywhere when everything is a single document, a single piece of work. For exam purposes, this can be a piece because remember, we don't want to take a lot of time. You can keep improving given the fact that you have some time. But basically, all that we need, we have put. All the questions that were asked from us to do, we have put all the information that is supposed to be there. The other thing is only improving the appearance of the card. But basically, this is our business card. So we are told to print. When you come to printing, it's just a matter of when you go to print and you are looking for the printer, you ideally see that they are 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There will be 10 cards on one A4 piece of paper because we set this to be earlier as multiple copies per sheet. Members, I don't know if there are some questions there regarding publication. In case they are there, kindly raise your hand or put the concern in the chat as you tell me what should we handle next. Basically, that is what I could briefly go through for the publication. Can we see what we have to, what's the next application that we need to handle if there are no questions? Okay. Someone asked pardon on grouping, the way of applying a logo. Okay. Let's repeat the grouping. I'll first do the ungrouping here, as you let me know of what should be our next application to do. We said to group, you should be knowing the text boxes and the objects that you inserted. Maybe first do the other one of someone asked to see how do we put the logo. The logo is an image. You could either insert or simply come. I saw this as simpler. Simply come to your images in the support files, copy, come to your piece of work here, Control V, and paste it. When you paste it, it will come in a big shape or big style. You can use these corners here to resize and move it wherever you wish it to be. Only that this one, I think, came as a PNG file. In case it is too big, sometimes it may come and block some content. So what you do, you use the wrap features somewhere here. You text wrap, you either send it behind or push it in front or put it somewhere such that it is not blocking the content. Now, when we come to grouping, I say the whole, first select one object like this. Go to your keyboard, hold the control button. But this one should be when you remember all the text boxes that you put. In case you don't remember, not sure if this one can work. Yes, it can work, I think. Yeah, it can work. When you hold up here, just from this part that you have not worked in, simply hold the left button of the mouse, then you drag like I'm dragging here to the end of your card, to the end like here. You'll have selected all these objects, even those that you didn't know that you had put there. So what you do, you come here in the format tab of the drawing tools, look for group. As if even in the home tab, group is there. So when you click group, all these other text boxes are going to become one text box. Slides, Microsoft PowerPoint, how to apply a border. How to apply a border, this one was not asked for, but we can show it. There are normally different styles of borders, but here in page design, I think it could be an insert here where we have borders and accents. Choose one like this. If this is what I wanted to use, just to hold, maybe reduce it. There is this dot here. You can rotate it, come and apply. Maybe I'm applying it at the top here. You may come and say that you need another, maybe a different style. I will choose this one, reduce it a bit, hold and rotate it. If you don't need to rotate it, you can even move it. I can even have it just on top here. The border style I wish to have could be simply this one, that not the full thing to be there, but according to my design, I wish to have just these ones appearing on top there. And maybe in the left, you can choose to have only one. You can choose to have very many. The choice keeps yours. Let me add this one on the left-hand side. I can choose to put this. The choice is yours. These are borders that we are applying. And still, when we check here in the print preview, you will see now that our card has borders. Let me choose a printer that will give us a colored style. When we increase the print preview, you can see how when we print the card, how will it look like. This is what is going to be appearing on our card. That is how simple it could be. So we shall be going for spreadsheet now. How do you apply a board? I think we have someone asked for pardon, not sure what else you need to pardon. Van Isaac, I didn't get what you need pardon for, but I think as according to this one, we are going to go for Microsoft PowerPoint. So with all these, even when you have applied the borders, you can still group them into one. When you highlight them, you can select them. Oh, then you can hold this if they become that kind of stubborn and still group them. You do the grouping to make it purely one object. Okay, thank you for that one. Let's save this. Unfortunately, I hadn't saved it. We said save your work as your name. These are some 2 marks that you could have been missing. Save, we are going to look to browse for the desktop where I put my folder called Amanyire Clement. Look for the document, the desktop. Sometimes the desktop is missing here. What you do, you come on top here, you click this arrow. It is very rare for the desktop to miss in this drop down here. So I will click here. Amanyire Clement is here. You double click and the file name should appear as Amanyire Clement 549. Then we save. And the name will appear on top there. Then we can close this. Okay, that is publication, and the publication is done. According to the request here, the other person asked that we can go to slides, Microsoft PowerPoint. So we go Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay. We are doing this because the paper has no order of how to do these things. You do your 10, your 3 applications, but as you do them, the 3 applications, the choice is yours on which application to begin with. Okay. So we are told that using a presentation software, design a 5-slide presentation about unemployment in Uganda. Someone transcribing, please stop. Stop transcribing, please. Let me see. Disable. Let me first stop sharing, then I will share again. Or let me see if I can remove these things. Okay. We said that using presentation software, design 5-slide presentation about unemployment in Uganda. Save the presentation as your name and the personal number. A suitable title and your name as the presenter on slide 1. Slide 2, the meaning of unemployment. Slide 3, reasons why many people are unemployed. Slide 4, a list of undermined jobs people can do. And slide 5, the call to the public to fight unemployment. And we said that insert appropriate images from the support files folder on any 3 slides. Hyperlink the name of the presenter to the 4th slide. Apply uniform transition and animations of your choice. Using a slide master, apply a Uganda flag on all the slides. Set the slides run automatically every 10 seconds and loop continuously until the escape button is pressed. Insert automatic date and time on all the slides, then print your slides as a handout. So what we shall do is to open Microsoft PowerPoint. Microsoft PowerPoint is here. Meanwhile, you brainstorm on what is unemployment. And we are told that on the first slide, we put the topic. After putting the topic, we put who is the presenter. Here, we may say that the topic is unemployment in Uganda. The presenter is Amanyire Clement 549. On slide 2, we are told to define unemployment. What is unemployment? Based on your definition, I may say that is a state of an individual not having a job that earns him or her the basic or survival needs. That is the definition I can have. Then on slide 3, what are we told to put? Why are many people unemployed? Why? Many people are unemployed. We may say that low levels of education, few job spaces in various fields. We may also say that youths looking for only white-collar jobs. Yet there could be some other non-white-collar jobs that they can do. We may say poor working conditions. Remember, in PowerPoint, we write summaries, which the presenter is going to elaborate on more. Then on slide 4, what do we have to put there? A list of undermined jobs that people can do. A list of undermined jobs that people can do. Another one is giving us a reason here as ignorance. Put for me the jobs that people can undermine, please. Put for me in the chat the jobs that people undermine. Let me first add here ignorance. Some people are totally ignorant of the jobs. Ignorance. Then we talk about the jobs undermined by people. I'm seeing there is toilet cleaning, security services. These are jobs that people are undermining. Hey, kumbe even teachers are undermined. Wow. Okay, teachers, but this one I didn't know. Then another one saying bricklaying. Okay, another one is saying farm work. Good. All these jobs are undermined by people, and they call them. They take themselves as those that are unemployed. Another one is saying building. You can call this also construction. Thank you very much. Then the last slide, to add a new slide, we use Control M on the keyboard. In the last slide, we are told that a call to the public to fight unemployment. So because me, I would feel that because there are many people call to the public. The public, we may say that the public is encouraged never to undermine any job. All jobs can earn someone a living. I think this is what we can have in our PowerPoint. We can have this. Another one says that we can create more. We need to create more job creators than job seekers. Okay. This is all very good. Thank you very much. And we now go to see, we have finished those. Now, by those 5 marks, by those 5 things, we have worked for 2, 4, 6, 8, so far 9, because we have not yet saved. Those are so far 9 marks. But remember, saving should be part of you, so let's save it immediately. And as you're doing the work, you always advise you continuously save your work, because anytime anything can happen, and when something happens, power goes off, the computer crashes, it might be hard for you to regain your work in case it disappears. So we have here Amanyire Clement as a folder. Amanyire Clement, and we shall change this also to Amanyire Clement 549, and we shall save it. So what else do we need to put? Hyperlink, insert appropriate images from the support files folder to any 3 slides. We have jobs and job seekers here. We have this one. Let me just copy this one. we are told that in any 3 slides, I'll begin with my first slide. Let me apply this. Oh no, this is not the first slide. This is my first slide. Unemployment. Someone is here asking now what? As an unemployed youth. I may even choose to have it in the full background of my slide. And after putting it in the full background of my slide, come here, send it to back. This one then may need me to change the font color, this which is a lot of work coming my way now. Unemployment in Uganda. Give it a different color. Not sure if I give it red, it can make some sense. Unemployment in Uganda. Okay. So that's it. Then even this one, Amanyire Clement. Oh, okay. I want to put 3 photos here. This one is asking for jobs. Clement, sorry. On this slide, I need to put another one looking for a job. I may come to the very last slide and add a photo and say that in this photo, let's create more jobs. We want more jobs here because unemployment is being too hard on us. Send it backward or to the back like that. We need a job. Problem is unemployment. So the next thing is hyperlink the name of the presenter to the 4th slide. Hyperlink the name of the presenter to the 4th slide. As we come to the name of the presenter is here. Amanyire Clement. You either press Ctrl K or you right click after highlighting. You right click and say hyperlink. Hyperlink where we want hyperlink. This is a folder we want to place in this document. So you click this one and they'll give you where do we have slide 4. Slide 4 is this one. After that, you will, okay. And the name now will turn into something like this, such that as you click, it takes you direct to slide number 4. Okay. Then apply a uniform transition and animation of your choice. A uniform transition. Transitions are these ones. I may choose this one. And because I want it all, I say apply to all. Come to unemployment, look for an animation. The transition applies to the whole slide, while an animation is applied to an object on a slide, like a photo, like something like that. So fly in, actually, it's not easy to apply the same animation to all the photos, all the objects in a presentation. automatically. We just need to put them manually. You click the objects or the item on the screen, and then you come here in animations. You put what is supposed to be done. Okay. Then someone looking for the job also comes. Now with this one, you put an animation on the title. Come to these ones also, put an animation. We are told on all these slides, and you're told it should be uniform, floating in, and also this one should float in. This one is float in, and this one is also going to be floating in, including this man here. Then Control S to save the changes. Now what else do we need to do? Hyperlink, that one is done. On all the slides. On all the slides, okay. So we shall come here on view, and we say slide master. A slide master is a feature in PowerPoint which helps us, it enables us to customize the presentation. It helps us to put a certain uniform formatting throughout the entire PowerPoint, throughout the entire presentation. Now, as we come to the slide master, you realize that there are many different layouts of slides in PowerPoint. This one is a title one, this is title and the content, this is title. So with all these styles, you customize a style. But for us, we want, and we are told that we should customize the entire presentation with the Uganda flag. So we shall simply put this. Not sure if we have a Uganda flag here, but we don't have it. We can create a Uganda flag ourselves. How do we put a Uganda flag? I downloaded, I was supposed to share this, but let's see in case it happens like it is happening now. There are 3 colors of the Uganda flag. I am putting this shape here. This shape is supposed to be black. Shape fill, black. Shape outline, no. Outline. Our colors are black, yellow, and red. So I am going to copy this one. I am pasting the same line, same shape. I give it a color, black, yellow, which is that one. I copy and paste this, which is supposed to be red. So I give this color red. And technically, I think I have a Uganda flag. You can design it in any style of your choice. You realize that it is already applying throughout. And after that, I come back to Slide Master and close. So when you look at my presentation, it is having the Uganda flag on top of every slide. That is a mark given to me also Okay, set the slides to run automatically every 10 seconds and loop continuously until the escape button is pressed. Until the escape button is pressed. So we shall come to transitions here. We remove this on mouse click and we put to 10 seconds here. Okay, 10 and apply to all. Then we come to the slideshow here, custom slideshow or setup show, setup slideshow. Somewhere here, setup slideshow. There is this part here which says loop continuously until ESC. You give it a tick and click OK. When you go to play your presentation, this presentation will run automatically from one slide to the next one, to the last one, until you press the escape. So it will play non-stop. Insert automatic date and time on all the slides, and then print your slides as a handout. Automatic date and time, we shall come here and say insert date and time. We want a date and time which is automatic. Okay, automatic date and time. You may choose just the format of how it should look like, and then apply to all. So the date is appearing at the bottom left of every slide. After that, we are told to print our presentation as a handout, which whereby we want to print, we shall Control P. And then you come somewhere here where we have full page slide. When you click there, you look for, we have 5 slides, so we should look for 6 slides, either vertical or horizontal, something like that. And that is what we are supposed to print. Let me see what we have in the chat. By that, because we have already gone through our presentation there. Creating more jobs, okay. Creating workers, remuneration, teacher pardon, that we have inserted the photo in the cover to cover the full slide. Pardon, sir. Flag application, applying Uganda flag, sir. This Uganda flag I had downloaded and I was just supposed to share in the support files. But in case it is not shared, and you're supposed to put it there, I just demonstrated something small. Okay, inserting a photo, I'll work on this one. If this is the photo I have, for example, or let me look for another photo here. For the job seekers, let me get this one. I have this photo. Let's just paste it in this slide here. And we want this photo to be behind these words. Simply expand it. And I expand it like this to see that it fills my slide. Some of them, depending on the shape. For example, I am putting it here like this. Come in the format tab as you're still holding the photo. There is something that says send backward. So I tell it to go to the back. When you send it to the back, it will absolutely go behind the words. But as you're sending it behind the words, mind the words that you have. In case you had typed your words there, are you not blocking your content? So if you realize that you're blocking the content, yeah, I'm going to remove it. Just reduce it a bit, such that it stands where it is not blocking our words. Okay. We are able to read the words and we are able to look at the photo. Okay. Then the other concern has been how did we do this flag here? We said come to a tab called View. In View, there is something called Slide Master. In Slide Master, we can do a number of things regarding the formatting. Formatting means improving the appearance of something. So when I say Slide Master, I said when you go to Slide Master, it takes you by default to this slide layout. Yet we have different layouts. But if we need to improve the appearance of all, regardless of which layout, we shall scroll down this and we look for the very first slide, which we call the Slide Master. And me, what I did, I used the shape, a shape of a rectangle. We may even change the title slides, sorry, the content, not the content, but the font styles, the font colors, the font sizes. You don't delete or remove these things. Simply highlight this, come home, maybe change the font style to Arial black, give it a color, and this is going to apply to all the slides. Give it a color, red. When you're very observant on the left, all these things are changing already. And by the time we go back to our content, we shall find all of them changing. Now, come and insert a shape. I want to insert a shape of our Uganda flag. The Uganda flag we have, I used a rectangle the other time. Let me still use this rectangle and increase it to this size. So I removed the shape outline by saying no outline. That black line that normally comes outside, I removed it. The first color is a black one, so I gave it black. What I did was to copy that shape and paste it again. I copied, pasted it, and using the arrow keys, I moved it to make sure that it is touching the other one. We have black followed by yellow, which is that one. I want it to touch the other black properly. Then Control C and V. I am copying this one such that it goes with the other formatting only to change the color. So this one is supposed to be red, black, yellow, and red. So those are the three colors of our Uganda flag. And as I have the three colors of the Uganda flag, I think I am good to go. This is the flag that I was asked for. Just close the master style view. So you see that on every slide here at the top, I have my Uganda flag. And these titles, we have formatted them to have this font style called Arial black and the color red, size 44. Even when I come to add a new slide down here with Control M, you're going to see that it will come with this Uganda flag and click to add title. Maybe if I had something, improving the job market. These are out of what was asked for. You realize that everything is changing and coming in the style that was changed. Give me the next application that we should go to. Time is running. We have used more than an hour. Applying flag. I think the flag we have demonstrated how to apply it. These look to be the very questions. So we go to database. Okay, let's go and handle the database now. We save the PowerPoint. As we talk about support files, sometimes depending on who said the question, you may be asked to type some content, and some other times you are not asked to type the content. Database is this one. Okay. Design a database for Chigoma Cooperative Circle that will be used to manage the following records. Save the database as your name and personal number. Okay. Then here, I encourage you don't simply begin doing, but as you come to a question, please read the entire question until the end. You may find yourself handling a certain question which may be simpler, but then at the end, you find a hiccup somewhere there. Design a table with relevant data types and the primary key to hold the above records. Save the table as KCS traders. Use a calculated field to automatically return the employee's NSSF pay. Now you see, if you simply went and did what you did, you would fail to put a calculated field. This field will work in Office 2013 and above, 13, 16, 20, 19, 21. Or if you have Office 2007 or 10, not very sure, but even 10, this feature of a calculated field among the database types, the data types may not be there. Create a form that you will use to enter the data into the table created in A above. Include a logo, title, and footer of your name. On the form, create queries that will return the workers who are 40 years or more, whose basic pay is between 100 and 800,000. Save the query as between. Second name begins with letter T. Create a parameter query that will return a particular role. Create a report that will return all the records on one page. Okay, print all your work in the database. Okay, let's call for database is Microsoft Access. And what I love from database is that before you start on anything, it will always ask you to save it. We need a blank database, which we are going to call a database Amanyire Clement 549. So where do we save it? Look for this dialog box and the folder. Where are we going to save it? We need, we are going to our desktop to look for a folder called Amanyire Clement, which is this one. And there we shall click OK and save. Then we say create. So this database is now saved there. So what we shall do, we are going to try to minimize and see what we can do in this. I think this one, we don't need it here. Okay. I am trying to cascade these windows here such that we are able to see this information. The table we are doing here, we are supposed to have it. Let's open it in database view, in design view. We are told that it should be called KCS table. KCS table, okay. The first one is called worker ID. And this one, we are going to give it data type auto number. Actually, when you look at these fields, in most cases, whenever this field is having these recurring numbers here, it will just be incumbent that you give it auto number. And after giving it auto number here, come down here and format it. Okay. How do we format it? We shall format this one here later. Don't worry. And we are told to set a primary key. Ideally, I think this is the best to be the primary key, the worker ID. So worker's name. Don't include the apostrophe, those punctuation signs, because they may fail. The database may not recognize them. The data type there is short text. We have a role. The role, according to me here, it would be fit to be a lookup wizard. But lookup, you first set data type as text or short text. After that, you come here, select lookup wizard, and tell it that I want to type the figures or the values that I need. The first field is, the first role is manager. The second role is accountant. And the third role is secretary. Then we shall next and finish. That one is done. Then we have date of birth as a field. The date of birth is also given as a, this is by default short text, but it's supposed to be date stroke time. And this one also, I think we can format it here. I don't know if it is there. 1990 November 12. Let's first see if that format is there. If it is not there, we shall format it ourselves. Okay. Then what else do we need? Basic pay. This should be number, I think. We have another field as basic pay. This one I'm going to give number because it has no currency. And so NSSF, which we are told is 5%. Should be a calculated field. Now, should be a calculated field where we are going to calculate, should be percentage. And we are going to say that this is equals, this is in the table. Why isn't the table expanding? I don't know. We may manually type it. However, I wanted that we could, these are built-in functions. The table is not expanding, but we can manually type it. 5%, that is 0.05 times, we put the field name in this bracket, times basic pay as a field, times basic pay, and then we shall okay. 0.05 times basic pay, that's what we have. Then we come here to format this to be an auto number. We shall come here in this table, according to the table. When you look at this, look for the constant values and then separate them from the recurring values. According to this, it is KCS and the dash that are constant values. On the other side, we have 3 zeros, 3 decimal places. So we shall say that we open quotes, and put KCS and a dash. Close the quotes. Those are the constant values. After that, we shall put 3 zeros to represent the 3 decimal places or 3 hashtags. The other thing to format was the date, because we have seen that the date and time, the format that we need is not there. The format that we need is not there. So what we are going to do is to tell it that we need a format that has a full year separated by what now? We need a full year separated by a dash and half a month. A full year separated by a dash and MM and DD. So this is what we are going to have. After that, we come to the datasheet view, save first, yes. We come to the datasheet view. But remember, me, I want to advise, even after doing this, don't rush entering your data here, because even at this, we are told to save the database, create a table with the relevant data types that is supposed to hold the records, create part C. When you look at part C, you are supposed to create a form that will that you will use to do what? I think to enter the data into the table created in A above. Okay, so what we do here, the table is done. Those 3 marks are there, and we are going to use the form to create a form which should have a logo to enter the data. Form, I want a form design to create a blank one. After that, we shall say add existing fields, show tables. We have only 1 table. Expand it and put all these fields there. So we have put the fields, and we are told that it should have a logo. So come here, look for logo. The logo is supposed to be from the support files that we have. Which logo is supposed to be from? I think the support files are supposed to be on the desktop, but I think I didn't save them on the desktop. You locate where you saved them. Let me locate for them. I think they're here. Support files are here. Chigoma Cooperative Circle. The logo is there. We can give it a title also as Chigoma Cooperative Circle. If you need, we actually not need, but we should also put a footer here of our name as Amanyire Clement 549. This is a wonderful and very important for you and your work's identification. So our form is done. We come to the design view here. The work ID, remember, we have put our auto ID. I think, let's have this. Our database is here. Please, as you're entering the data in a database, I want to advise you not to enter field at a time, but rather enter 1 record at a time. As this is Asim Michael. Assume Michael is a manager based on the way we entered this data. He's born in 1990, November. Which date in November? I think it was 12th. November 12th. And earns, the date you entered isn't valid for this field. Why isn't it valid? Enter the text numeric value. Okay. The data type we entered here, I think we can, let's first save this. This error normally comes, okay. Form 1, let's call it Chigoma form. It gives us this error. Okay, let's close that field now. We'll first come back to the table and edit. Now this database might have done me a disservice, even what I've just accepted there. Okay, the data is here. We had no data. I think we just need to come back to the date and time here. And we first change. Let's give it a general date and time style in the table. You must save it first. It's okay. Now we come to our form and see this was Assume Michael manager. The role is manager. It is 1990. 11 is November 12. Oh. Let's call it 12. November 1990. I'm wondering why this thing is rejecting. But what we shall do, we are first going to deny it, to give it data type. I think let's first give it data type text. We shall return it later after entering our data. However, it's a very wrong principle of a database. Okay. In the form, we have Assume Michael with the role of manager, date of birth being 1990. This data type is supposed to be a date stroke time, simply because somewhere there is some calculation that I saw we are supposed to make. 1990, November 12. The basic pay is 500,000. And so this being a calculated field, you see it immediately adds up. So we save this, come down here on this star to add a new one. This new one is called Nakaiza Teopista. Nakaiza Teopista. Yeah. The role of Nakaiza Teopista is manager, born in 1974, November 23. The basic pay is 100,000. So this one is supposed to be given immediately. The third was Naiga Sandra. Naiga Sandra was an accountant. Date of birth 1980, December 25, and earns 250,000. We add a new one as Akelo Tracy, whose role is the secretary, and date of birth 1980, November 3rd. The basic pay is 365,000. The next one is Zake Robinson. With the role of accountant. Date of birth 1974, December 12th, and having 450,000. Members, due to time, allow me that we end here with entering the data. The rest you can enter it at your convenience at any time, because we started a bit late and we are running out of time. So we are told to design the table according to this. I'm ending there at entering the data. To design the table, that one is done. Create a form, create queries. But however, allow me, I told you that after entering this data, we are going to come back in this table, design, and change this data type here to date and time. Where we said it's supposed to be full year and a month, followed by the day. Let's save and see if our data is there. The data is there, but still in a different format. Okay, we are adding a third M to see if we can have this month. Yes, this is the format that is supposed to be according to what we got. It is supposed to be 4Y dash 3M dash and DD in the format line. Okay, so from there, we are told to create queries. The first one of the queries, one whose people are 40 or more years. Okay, we shall come here, create query in query design using that very table of hours and close. So we shall get all these fields here, put them down here. After putting them here, because we don't have any field that calculates the age, we are going to add it here. Age. And we shall use the formula called here. Now, open and close, minus the year, open a bracket and open this square bracket. We put date of birth the way it is. Date of birth. And after there, because this one is going to return for us the number of years, this one is going to return people's number of years. You enter this missing a closing parenthesis. Sure. Okay. We put this tick here to make sure that it shows. When we run this, it is giving us the people's ages here. But the query is asking us for those who are 40 or more years. So what we are going to do here is to have, we'll come back to design view, such that in the criteria here, we are going to put greater or equal to 40. And then we shall run the query, such that we have only those who are 40 and above. So after that, we shall save and save 40 years, if that's the case. Then the next criteria is going to be basic pay is between 100 and 800. Save the query as between. So in the criteria here, still, we are going to create a new query in design, add this table and close. We shall have this. And here in the basic pay, we shall simply write between the figures we are told is supposed to be between 100 and 800,000. And 800,000. Then we run the query, and I think these are the people that we have. No one is less or no one is above the 800,000. So we shall save this as between, and we say, okay. Then the next question here was the second name beginning with letter T. Query of the second name beginning with letter T. And then we close this. In the second name, this is where we are going to have, we shall put a star, space, T, and a star, because star represents, we call it an asterisk, represents any other thing. So we shall run this to show that this is the first name which is represented by a star space, and the second name which begins with the letter T. We can call it letter T, and close these queries. The next question is create a parameter query that will return a particular role. A query, a parameter query, query design, a parameter query that will return a particular role. So we shall select this and put everything here. roles here. So when we are creating a parameter query, we shall put in this bracket and say which role, for example. So when we run this, they'll ask you which role. I say manager, for example. When I say manager, it will give me all those who are in manager role. Then save. I may call it parameter query. When I come to run this query again, parameter query will ask me which role. I want accountant. So it will give me only the accountants. That's the beauty of the parameter query. And create a report that return all the records on one page. A report, we want to create a report from the report. I want to, you first select table, if that's what you want. I want a report to come from the table. Click KCS table, then simply call for a report. And everything is going to come on this one page. But be vigilant with this dotted line here. When this dotted line comes, it means that part of this is going to another page. And yet here we have some spaces. So what we do, come to the design view here, try to reduce this. Let's come to the roles here, worker's name. I may try to hold it and reduce it a bit. Come to the role. The roles are also a bit small, short a bit. I think this can be enough space. Have this. I want to drag this and put it also somewhere such that our reports can fit on one page. So this is the report that we have. Maybe the title, we can change the title. We can call it KCS report. I think members, this is the work we were supposed to do in these three applications. Do you want to save the changes? KCS report and say yes. We are left with about 4 minutes to close our class today. Report will return all the records on one page, print all your work in a database. And what you're left with there is to print something in the database. I don't know if there are some questions with you there before we can call it the end of the class. Put some questions forward, members, in case they are there, such that you can address them if they are there. But we may not handle the rest of the other two applications, that is Word and spreadsheet, given the time that you're left with, just very few minutes left with us here. I want to call for some questions if they are there. If they are not there, then I think I can thank you for being part of the class. Feel free to reach out anytime for anything that might have not been clear to or understood. Try out the questions. Where things are not right, please reach out and we shall be able to help you out. Seeing Clement has a hand up. Clement?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir,
please.
I appreciate for the services.
You're welcome.
Now, on the question of database, in
Yes.
our mock, I suffered with calculating per year.
What was the
And
reason for suffering?
now they asked like the per year deduction. Now now they was confused with the formulas of per year
What
in
was the
database.
deduction? Were you given the formula?
No.
You are not given the formula. Normally, the payee is a percentage. It is a certain percentage out of the worker's basic salary. Either the basic or the gross, but normally it is out of the gross. And when we say gross, gross payment normally means that someone has a basic pay which you begin with, and there are always other allowances that come. So what you do, you need, in case you're given the gross pay or the basic pay, like this one was very simple. It gave us only the basic pay. So you get that percentage. I'm not sure if you can see my screen here. You get that percentage. Maybe the pay is 25% of the gross pay. And you realize that the gross pay may be, the gross pay, maybe an employee has 520,000. Your formula is then supposed to be, you're supposed to turn this percentage into decimal. Don't write 25%. You turn and say it is 0.25 times, you open that bracket there, you put the field name. Don't put the figure. You write gross pay and put in these brackets here, just in case that is the field you're supposed to calculate by. In case it is basic pay, you still use the basic pay. But basically, that is the formula you're supposed to use. In database, always change the percentages into decimal places. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. My number is on screen here. Those that someone is asking for it. And I think also in those text, sorry, in the question paper there, it also appears down there. In case of anything, feel free to reach out. We shall be able to help you out. Don't feel stuck. Otherwise, thank you for attending the session. I want to wish you all the best in your holiday. See you soon.